baby, we are back. We are back at the right time. It is the perfect time. A wizard is never late. He is always on time, and I'm no fucking wizard, but I do associate with Gandalf, and I would like to wish you a happy and healthy, I don't know, what is it, start to your Friday? No, it's not the fucking start. It's late day Friday, baby. It's a fucking crypto night stream. Just kidding. Well, I guess like late afternoon. But for myself, I go to bed at like 9 p.m. So this is basically my night. Anyways, with that said, wish you the happy and healthiest. Wish you the best, whatever the fuck it is. I would like to wish you well. That is my intention. Please understand. And let's get into it right here, right now. And yes, to answer the question, which I've been getting a lot recently, I really want this to be like the new time of the live streams. We'll see how this goes once like normal life resumes in Finland over here. Hopefully that actually works. But assuming that it does, I'd actually really like to keep this time because I really do want to. I just feel better at this portion of the day. Anyways, with that said, whoa. Got some tea coming up in my breath right now. My bad. Still kind of battling off what I think is either allergies or maybe some sort of coronavirus. Who the fuck knows? But let's put the focus now on the Krown Chain application, which can be found, of course, at app.krowntraining.net. It is 100% free. The link's in the description below. If you so desire, you can pick it up at any moment in time that you so want. Anyways, with that said, Bitcoin dominance down around 52%. Altcoins having themselves a very, 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 very good last few weeks here. Obviously, the big one of the day is going to be Dogecoin going up almost 150% fucking. I'll repeat that. Almost 150 fucking percent. Mr. Expat Crypto, how are you, sir? Nimbo, there he is, my fucking man. Holy shit, I see a lot of people here from Twitch as well. This is great. Dodgymon, how you doing, my friend? And let's get on with it right now. So yeah, we do see a lot of the 2017 shitcoins, like the lowest of the low, getting their day in the sun right now. Dogecoin being kind of a harbinger of what I think is actually kind of likely to come. So this market's gotten extremely frothy to the top right now. A lot of people calling for like incredible targets, which look, I actually do remain bullish on Bitcoin long term. But what's been going on recently, and what I've really noticed when I started talking about this was, I think I said yesterday on a live stream, I think that $250,000 by end of year is like a rather egregious target. I think that that's possible long term, obviously yes, but within the next year, I think that that's low likelihood, if you will. And I got a lot of very interesting comments in response to that, like well, not even comments, but like threats almost, and like talking down towards myself, which fair enough. People are entitled to their opinions, of course, and I can certainly be wrong on that. But to put that into context of what's happening today, which is a very, very light move to begin with as far as what we have right now. Oh, smash the likes, smash up your face, smash up your fucking dog as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe, or I don't know, man. It always feels dirty to even say that, man. Hey, if you want to subscribe, fucking subscribe. If you want to like the video, like the video. If you want to dislike the video, dislike the video. Fair enough. You're a free human being. Do whatever the hell you want. Anyways, yeah, with that said, I do look at this all kind of in conjunction with each other, obviously. Dogecoin going to the moon right now is great for Dogecoin, yes. Great for the penny buyers out there, yes. However, I would say that this is traditionally not the best sign. You typically do see Dogecoin rally, one of the last ones, and just the general knowledge of the rotational market cycle is that the junk typically does rally last. And in this case, Dogecoin rallying up and making all of the fucking penny stock buyers, or what would be akin to the penny stock buyers, more or less rich right now in their own terms, I think is a little bit more on the concerning side, especially with the extreme bullish sentiment that's going on right now with just the whole crypto landscape, right? Again, don't get me wrong, I am bullish on Bitcoin and most cryptos in general, or not most cryptos, but just the greater cryptosphere. I think there's going to be some phenomenal winners over the next few years, probably the next couple decades. But does this all need to happen within the same fucking year, let alone the same goddamn month? No, I don't think so. And I do think that it's really time to kind of, back off and just kind of realign ourselves, perhaps even in reality. Anyways, what's up, Kelly Kellum? Good morning, Money Whisperer. Have a drink on me. Hey, thanks for that, brother. I actually don't drink, but I'll get some good high quality H2O. Thanks for all the info you've been sharing over the last 3 years. Now wave your wand over the market. All right, we'll get to that in just a second. I need to take a sippy sip of this water though, man. I am extremely thirsty right now. Oh man, getting that good old water drinking ASMR going on right there. But other than that, most of the things that we looked at from this morning's video are pretty much the same as what we're going to see right here, except for open interest. Open interest should head up another about $250 million from this morning to right now in the context of Bitcoin coming down on the short-term timeframes. In fact, we even took out the short-term timeframe resolution point to the downside, which actually has not hit my target. But I'm going to revise this a little bit because I do think that Bitcoin is showing a few very interesting things right here, especially heading into a weekend, which is typically going to be a little bit of a counter, counteract in a lot of cases. Anyways, after Bitcoin later in the vid, can you do a pick at midterm algo USD? Yep, I got you. However, I'm gonna have to save this message right here. So it's actually better if you just wait until I'm through Bitcoin first, because then the message will stay fresh, but now I'll just have to remember, but hopefully we can do that. Anyways, like I said, not too many new things here that haven't already been discussed on this morning's video. Then the biggest thing is open interest shooting up another $250 million alongside Bitcoin price action coming down and actually resolving the short-term time frame range. So with that in mind, let's go into the price action charts themselves. New bro. Hello, Mr. New Bro. Good morning, bro. Good morning, Mr. New Bro. I woke up for this. Fuck yeah, man. I like it. Anyways, over here into our charts, and what do we see? We see a few things coming into the weekend here that are a little bit concerning. We do see Bitcoin obviously flirting around with a break of what would be the prior resolution point to the upside. So this would technically be considered a swing failure pattern at this point, if Bitcoin does close here or lower, just anywhere below, what is this right here, about $61,000. And yeah, that would be the right call. And I would be looking for Bitcoin to probably come back down somewhere around about $57,000 to $58,000 and try to put another base right there. To be fair, again, I actually do remain long-term bullish on this asset, but for right now, that would also be accompanied by daily Stokes turning down, rejecting the critical zone, which is kind of a signal in and of itself. Obviously, again, it's a lot of hours from right now until the end of the day, but in this case right here, I would not like that setup as it is. And more importantly, the DMI signal is getting faded, and it will certainly get fully faded if Bitcoin does close basically here or lower by end of day. So that's what's going to be driving the main bias on this analysis to come. And if that does happen, I would look for Bitcoin to likely trade back down into or somewhere around $57,000 to $58,000 if I had to, if I had to call it right now. And likely a bounce along the way somewhere in the low $59,000 region, as we did identify from this morning's video. However, in the shorter term timeframes right now, I do think that there's a little bit of hope for Bitcoin, at the very least for the short-term timeframes, as it does put in or try to put in what would be a higher low. Now, is this a higher low on an, or sorry, it's not necessarily a higher low on an hourly, but is it going to try to put in a low on an hourly? Yes, it does look like it, anywhere around the 200 simple between there and the 377 exponential average, I do quite like. And so I would give it a chance to bounce, especially coming into this weekend right here. Here's the thing though, and here's really the big piece that I want to be having right now, as long as Bitcoin is below this level being the last breakdown point, about 63,500 on a 4-hour, or if we're going to a 12-hour, I would use 63,100. It's really not all that different, to be fair here. But as long as we're below there, I look at this as not in trending motion to the upside as of the current moment in time for Bitcoin. I do think that the market is bifurcated here, and I do think that we will see some actually continue up and over the weekend, even if Bitcoin does trade sideways and down here. But again, this really all hinges on today's daily total closure. That would be my condition though for reversal in the short and medium term timeframes, using a 4 and 12-hour. 4-hour again 63,500, 12-hour at around just above $63,000. As long as that condition is not met, I do not look at this as trend in motion. I look at this as more or less a range, still within the context of a long-term and macro uptrend here, and even a medium-term time frame uptrend as well. But as far as the lower-term time frames, yes, we do have a bit of a downtrend going on. And again, coming back down to the 200 simple or 200 exponential average on the 4-hour would certainly not be out of character here, as we do see not only is that the 4-hour 200 simple, or I mean, not only are they pretty much synonymous with each other, when it would be even a higher low on the higher-term time frames, but it would also be following this uptrend, this uptrend that we've been having from, what is it, February? Yeah, February lows right here on the spike down to about $43,000. Obviously, our lows right here in late March at about $51,000, and then that would be coming in right here once again along those two same moving averages. So I would like that at the very least for a big bounce, and very likely another attempt at a higher low on the higher term timeframes. So that would still again be within the context of a greater uptrend, but that would imply that we have a little bit of downside here. So that would be what I'm looking for again, and I wouldn't say only if Bitcoin does especially close below $61,000 today. If it closes above $61,000, do I think that Bitcoin is definitely going to put in a local low here in the short and medium term timeframes? Yeah, I think it's possible, but I'd really want to see what price action looks like coming into next week. I would really discount what happens over the weekend, and of course we can completely negate that by looking at CME over here. And would CME have the same levels pretty much inbound? Actually, no, CME would not. CME level to the downside would be about 60,250. Basically, basically wherever the 10 simple is right now, and also that last high structure coming in from 2nd of April right here too. As long as Bitcoin's above there on a daily closing basis, I do more or less look at this as, potential of a wick down to the 21, but ultimately pull through. I don't really see anything that's like mega bearish about this chart as it is. I'm sure that someone's going to call out bearish divergence right here. Yeah, technically speaking, I mean, you do have that, as this is going to be confirmed as a, as a local high. So you technically would have that, but I really want to see my divergences come in the deeper portion of the bullish control zone in this case. And we actually definitely do not see that. So I would be inclined to say that that's going to have a very lackluster response and probably bring it down to the 21, which, to be fair, I mean, that's a pretty big move, just nominally. I mean, that's $64,000 all the way down to what, 58.5. So yeah, quite the move right there, more than a $5,000 move, but still within the context of an uptrend and still within the context of, of a macro uptrend, even more importantly. So with all of that said, again, a lot of things hinge on today's daily little closure for Bitcoin. If I had to call right now, it does look like Bitcoin probably does fail this one, to be quite honest with you. We also do have, of course, the gap coming in right around about 58,800 on CME from our Friday closure about was this last Friday? This was last Friday, actually. Yeah, 9th of April, in fact. So with that in mind, we also do have another gap down here somewhere around $54,000. Do I think that Bitcoin's going down there? Well, I think if Bitcoin goes down, there's actually going to be indicative of greater problems. But at least for now, there are a few areas of interest along the way. But again, I can't really be in trending mode to the upside as long as Bitcoin is again below 63.5 on a 4-hour closure or 63, we'll just say even on a 12-hour. As long as those conditions are not met, I'm not necessarily looking for Bitcoin to just kind of like splurt up in green dildo fashion right here. It is a little bit lackluster. I want to point this out again as well, as we did reference it on this morning's video. There's a couple questions about this, but it was the it was the call buyers and put buyers, and it also shows you sell volume as well. But what I'm really concerned with here is what has been traded the most, especially on the call side, especially on the buy side. And what do you know? $80,000 strike for calls has been traded far and above anything else that we see expiring at the end of this month right here, the 30th of April expiration to be exact. And I think that this is only Deribit, but Deribit is pretty much the whole market anyways. So my point is that anytime that you see something like this, and this goes true for traditional markets as well, anytime that you see something like this where there's a single strike that's really egregiously traded above any other strike that you do see, almost always, not always, but certainly I'd imagine more than 80% of the time, those will expire worthless. Just for general knowledge, about 70 to 76% of options expire worthless, like regardless. So it's, that's why it's really silly to just be on the buy side of options and like have no other plan. Obviously, if, you're doing multi-legged strategies or if you're, trading other derivatives against it, completely different conversation, obviously, but most retailers aren't doing that. Most retailers are looking at options as kind of like lottery tickets, for example. And in this case right here, I think that a lot of people are playing the lottery. The $80,000 strike for calls is way the fuck out there. I mean, that's still that that would be more than a 20% move from $60,000. Like, we really need to put this into context. Like, I feel as if myself too. I don't want to disassociate myself from this conversation, but myself in the market as a whole has really been desensitized to these mega moves. Look, we've been seeing some fucking phenomenal moves recently. I mean, we even saw a 10% move pretty much this week from $60,000 to $65,000, right? Right around there, essentially. So with that in mind, I would be very comfortable saying Bitcoin does not get to $80,000 at the end of this month, as I do believe a few other people have been quoted as saying. Again, not to throw any shade at them, I just don't think that that's really very likely to happen right here, to be honest with you. Again, by end of month, April 30th, 2021. I know that Plan B, who I respect a lot, I think Plan B is very, very smart. I've learned a lot from him. I really like his work. And again, I've learned a shit ton from him. He's great. He's really, really awesome. But I would have to disagree with his like $94,000 target by end of month in April. I don't think that is, it just wouldn't be on the card. It wouldn't be very likely from what I'm looking at right here. Just based off of this. Now, the reason why this is, like, why do most options expire worthless? Well, a lot to do with how you hedge on the other side. And, the way that market makers are hedging, they're going to make that a little bit more difficult for you to get in the money, especially where your premium is actually making you fucking money, which is a whole nother discussion, again, at the end of the day as well. But that is coming in with the assumption, to be fair, that these people are essentially just, buying long calls just to fucking have long calls, not doing anything else on the other sides, which anyone who has a modicum of experience knows that is egregiously novice. Like, that's that's more or less gambling, unless you have some sort of inside information, which maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you do. Who knows? But anyways, back onto the charts over here. Let's see. Does this change anything on the higher term timeframes as it is right now, though? No, for me, no, it does not at all, actually. In fact, even the daily, I mean, is still obviously in an uptrend here. Let's actually go to Bitstamp chart as well. 2 day is going to be even better. 3 day is just a backfill on last open. So to me, this is an obvious bounce area on the 3 day, at least for the short term timeframes right now. So that does align with the short term timeframe analysis that, yes, regardless of whether I'm bullish or bearish, I would be looking for a bounce somewhere in this area right here, right around low $60,000 on a short-term time frame. You know, how high does Bitcoin bounce? It could bounce all the way up to 61.5 or 62,000 bucks, and it wouldn't really do all that much. Again, as long as Bitcoin is below 63.5 on at the very least a 4 hour, you could probably use a 2 hour on this as well. Yeah, you could use a 2 hour on this, I do think. I've no real reason to be looking for like further continuation to the upside like immediately. You know, looking for that trending move if you are that, you know, quote unquote breakout trader, which I am not myself. Anyways, looking at this right here, how would I judge the next leg down? Again, I really would prefer to do this only on a daily. Could I do it on a 12 hour as well? Well, the daily and 12 hour are going to close at the same time, so it doesn't really matter. But if I'm using a 4 hour, could I use some right here? Yes, I suppose I could. The next sort of continuation point for another leg down would be about 59.6. 59.6 that is on a 4 hour closure, and then yes, I would be targeting to move another $1,500 down or a little bit more, right below 58,000 bucks, and then look for another medium term time frame bounce there. And that one's going to be the big one, because if that one does not hold, then we actually are in danger of putting in a downtrend on a daily. The first time since, when was the last time we had a downtrend on a daily? First time since this area over here, actually. Yeah, early January. Now that one did eventually get reaccumulated, but you know, here's the thing. I need to be very careful with my words, because I actually do still think that Bitcoin has more to the upside overall. Why do I say that? Well, just based off of all the higher term timeframes, of course, and all the videos that I've been uploading over the last like few months. I still do think that Bitcoin does hit into the deeper $6,000 territory here. However, looking at this right here, if we actually did come back down and take out that $56,000 low, that would start to make the weekly look a lot more in jeopardy. And one of the things that I'm looking for to really call a reversal in this market, which none of these things have happened that I'm about to mention right now, would be the weekly having a reversal. Do we have a reversal on the weekly? No, we don't even have a fucking local high on the weekly. So it wouldn't even be like a threat of happening today or tomorrow or this week or next week or the week after that. You know, maybe in like a couple months, you might actually have a reversal if it does like start happening, you know, like right now, right? The other two things that I'd be looking for is extremely hot HVP. I'm talking like 90 percentile plus on at the very least a daily, preferably a weekly, as those have been the mega moves, the macro moves in the past for the most part, except for one iteration. And then of course, you know, if you just want some very simplistic tool, I'd be looking at weekly RSI. I mean, anytime that Bitcoin has seen a weekly RSI of above 90, those actually have been mega market tops, except for this early January one, of which that did mark the major high right here, to be fair. I mean, that was your initial high at 42,000 bucks before having a 30 or 33% retracement all the way down to like 29,000 bucks, but that did get reaccumulated and that did march onwards and upwards. So preferably I would see both. I'd see all those things in conjunction with each other. Obviously the trend is going to confirm last, but HVP and RSI could confirm simultaneously. If that happens, that is a classic signal. I'd pretty much feel very, very confident calling a mega top on the market, a macro top on the market, in fact, and be looking for further downside. For right now, I don't think that that's what's happening. I think that this is just a short-term pullback or a medium-term pullback. Can it pull back more? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if this thing came back down to 58 or 57,000 bucks, that's, you know, certainly not out of the question. But what's really scary within this market is that, you know, I see a lot of, and I'm not trying to make fun of people here. I'm really not, because I understand that this is like, you know, not fucking, it's not all smiles and rainbows when you're in a position like this, but, you know, you can sense that there is some sort of, and correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me or maybe you have experienced the same thing, but, you know, looking at the comments, especially of like other people's streams and other, you know, crypto tubers and crypto Twitters, you know, you'll look at these comments and people will be like, this dump is too much, you know, shit like that. Or, please, sir, is Bitcoin going to dump anymore? I can't take this. It's like, sir, Bitcoin's like 3,000 or 4,000 bucks off of its prior all-time high. This move barely even fucking registers on a weekly. Hey, if this thing actually reverses, you're fucked. You're real fucked. And that tells you that a lot of people are probably over-leveraged. They're probably over-engorged in this market. And what happens when you get a situation like that? You can get a fucking cascade, of course. Do I think that's what's happening right here? No, I don't think that that's what's happening right here. But it is very interesting to me right now to see that there is that sort of feeling, if you will, or let me just put it this way. let me put it this way. What is the contrarian trade right now? Everyone wants to be the contrarian because like the contrarian gets to feel smarter than everyone else because I called it and no one else did, right? Fair enough. You know, there is a little bit about that. But at the end of the day, like, does everyone get to be a contrarian? Fucking obviously not. The real contrarian trade right now would actually be looking for a macro high, or at least a major high. I don't see anyone talking about bearish shit. I only see people arguing over whether Bitcoin gets to like either $250,000 or $1 million within the next year. And to me, that is like way out of the fucking, I mean, that's not even on my fucking radar right now. So, you know, at the end of the day, understand that this channel is focused on traders. Like, while I don't necessarily, while I do believe in Bitcoin, while I do, you know, appreciate it, and while, you know, a little bit of cheerleading is good, it's fun to do, you know, cheer for the team. But at the end of the day, man, we are traders first here. So understand that if you are watching this content, you know, when Bitcoin inevitably does switch around, we're going to switch around with it. It's going to happen at some point. I can assure you of that. So if you are new here and that, you know, that doesn't jive well for you, hey, fair enough, man. You know, I totally understand this might not be the best place, but hopefully, for the most part, people are understanding of that. Anyways, okay, is this already time to get into some bullshit altcoin analysis? I don't think so just yet. But Kelly Kelm has another comment right here. Looking at this chart now makes it look like Bitcoin has actually not broken out yet for the real bull upside. Yeah, I would say so. At least in its current posturing, this is looking a lot more like a swing failure pattern to myself. You know, if it, like I said, if it closes anywhere below about $61,000, that will be a confirmed swing failure pattern, and I will have to be looking lower coming into next week. Over the weekend, I have no call. I really don't like the way that things trade technically over the weekend. I don't even trade over the weekend for myself. Anyways, looking at the 4 hour over here, a couple of concerning things as well. We do see that the 4 hour is technically trending below the bottom side Krown band. Now, obviously, this is within the context of a greater uptrend. So, you know, how much do you really trust that on a short-term time frame? Not much, especially on the first tick here on the first try. Really, you know, a lot of the time you'll get something like this in a general uptrend. These are typically, these actually can be used in some cases as buy signals, but at the very least, I would be looking for a little bit of drama at this area right here. And when we do look at directional indicators, we do see that DMI minus is actually dominant on the 4 hour for the first times in a while. It's actually been, actually not so long ago. This one had a small stint over here in early April, and the ADX is nearly above the threshold as well. So I don't necessarily like that. On top of that, we see 4 hour Stokes nose diving. However, we do have obviously a trend line coming in from our last couple lows as well, but that is a little bit lower here, and that would be another, let's say 2 to 3 ticks. 4 at the most, I'd say, until we actually test this region. So that would imply a little bit more downside as well. Let's go to the 3 hour here too. Same thing, basically same thing, same posturing on momentum oscillators with the DMI and obviously Stokes as well. Going to the buy hourly, what do we see? Buy hourly looks a little bit more like a short-term bottom. So I do think that Bitcoin will play a little bit of sideways here and then try some short-term upside. But again, do not confuse short-term upside with the reversal from this point just yet. My condition for that is, again, 63.5 until I can get full-on Bula green dildos in my face once again. Looking at the hourly, what do we see? Hourly's already kind of turning it around, but you expect that to happen obviously before the 2, 3, and 4 hour do that. So I do think Bitcoin's got a little bit more sideways, probably does test a downside once again. Ultimately though, I do think that it will set it up for another bounce in the short term, probably does bounce back up somewhere around 61.5 to 62,000 bucks. That doesn't do all that much for myself overall. I will start to change my mind around on the short term time frames though, again, above 63.5. On a 4 hour or 2 hour for that matter, and then see how we kind of see how we kind of look coming into next week. Now, if that bounce plays out before today's daily total closure and Bitcoin doesn't close below 61,000 bucks, I'd say that starts to look a little bit better again for coming into next week and judging general continuation. Because here's a big thing for me right now: traditional markets are, I mean, bullish as fuck. We've been bullish in these things for a long time, and I'd continue to be bullish on them. We said Nasdaq on this morning's video was very likely to make new all-time highs. We have new all-time highs once again. I'd still be sticking with my 16, I think it was 16.3 target medium term, and then $15,000 target long term. This is still looking good to me. This is incredibly strong. There's nothing fucking bearish about closing on new all-time highs on a weekly above the topside Krown band, while weekly Stokes turn up and reject the neutral zone, and while DMI plus is getting dominant as well. And look, you're probably asking why this is even relevant, because the markets fucking correlate with each other, and Nasdaq is specifically correlated very, very strongly with Bitcoin, of course. As you know, it's kind of considered like a tech, also somewhat a financial as well. And NASDAQ is comprised of what? XLK and XLF. finances and techs, right? So I would say that this definitely does bode well for Bitcoin long term. I'm not going to be bearish on Bitcoin as long as traditional markets are doing something like this. Same thing with SPY futures as well. I know that a lot of crypto people don't want to see this because they want to they want to look at crypto as a hedge. Look, at the end of the day, man, the whole fucking world rides or dies together. Essentially, you don't want to be the one fucking rich person in an apocalyptic scenario, anyways, because because everyone's going to gang up on you and destroy your life. A rising tide does lift all ships, and this is why it is actually logical. If you want the best for yourself, you will also wish others the best as well. That's one of the reasons actually why I do philosophically wish everyone well at the beginning of these videos, because why the fuck not, man? It can only come back to you in spades. There's that selfish altruism at it once again, and I think that's a really fucking important idea, honestly. But yes, traditional markets all looking good across the board. Basically, there's SPY, there's Dow Jones, all of them continuing with the trend. So I am inclined to say that Bitcoin likely does pick it up, and I don't think that Bitcoin's reversing here for a long period of time. I think that Bitcoin has played out a little bit of a short-term and medium-term sideways and down. How far can it come down? Maybe down to like 57 or 58. Ultimately, it could even be that Bitcoin puts in a low right here. But over the long period of time, I don't think that Bitcoin's done just yet. I do think that Bitcoin has some more highs to go, namely $69,000 to the upside before any sort of potential issues, at least for now. Anyways, okay, is it time to get into some shitcoins now? I figure we can do that. Kelly Cullen wants to look at Algo USD. I remembered, so we'll look at it right now. Algo USD right here. We'll do it on Binance. You're looking at midterm. Okay, so midterm to me on something like this, which isn't around for all that long, is probably like a 4-hour, maybe a 12-hour. Let's go to regular charts over here. I think I'll be able to do better because I'm just more used to it. And let's see on Binance. Continuation. This is good. This is good. And actually, this is going to be a really good day to check out a lot of altcoins, because I imagine that if altcoins are looking good here while Bitcoin's likely setting a higher low, it's probably going to lead to overall continuation. And Algo looks good here, to be fair. This is a daily. I know you didn't ask about a daily, but I'm more concerned with the daily, when asked about something like this. Even though weekly looks like okay, I wouldn't say that's great, but short-term timeframes and of course the daily in conjunction with each other, I think that we could have a little bit of sideways and down here on the short term. If this thing came back down to like 138 or even 135, that's certainly not out of the question. It does have several drives of bearish divergence right here, but you could say that that's already played out. I mean, it got to move down from 165 all the way to 140. That's a fucking move right there. Jesus, man. Let's see. 13.5%. My God. But if we look at the daily, I do think that this one is just generally going to continue here. It looks generally good. If it did want to play out a pullback, though, I would still favor those areas. Whatever. I think I called out like 138 or so. Decentraland, there he is. What's up, man? There he fucking is. 90% of doggy investors won't get any profits. Well, they'll get profits. It'll be on paper, and then it will be not on paper. And cash for financial freedom, says expat, you bastard, you. Okay, let's see if I can pull up some of these comments here, because I know that I did miss a few. Okay. That one, got that. I see Sacred. What's up, Mr. Sacred? There he is. Okay, sweet. Okay, Robert DeRue says, good afternoon, Krown. Good afternoon, Robert. Could you take a look at BNT USD Binance? Okay, time frame, daily. Okay, nice. BNT USD. All right, Binance, and you are, okay, daily. Yes, okay, gotcha. Okay, daily right here. Same thing. There's a couple good things that I do like of what's going on. First and foremost, is above all major moving averages. Just put in a higher low right here on hidden bullish divergence, plus daily TSI turning up right above the bias. The bullish bias zone. I'm going to favor this one, man. I'm going to be looking for this one to ultimately come back up to like 865 and probably even tag its prior high. Short-term timeframes, which I know you didn't ask for, but I'm just curious, just kind of related to Bitcoin. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as Bitcoin right here in the short-term timeframes. I do think that it has a little bit of a threat of a sideways and downside move. Could even come back down to like 720, but I'd be looking at that as an opportunity. Daily and weekly tell this story here, and I do generally like this chart. Again, a consolidation right below its prior all-time high is usually going to be good. Usually going to be a good thing. Okay, let's see. Oh man, I just completely lost my placement over there, so I'll just get on over to the other screen. Kelly Killam says, oh wait, no, I already read that one. Hey, Mark George, welcome to the cave, sir. nice avatar there, beautiful. Lamb Substitute says, wake me up when we are back under 38,000, yawn, lol. Thanks for your work, man. Grab some H2O on me. Thank you, brother. Yasek says, water break, please. My fucking man, Yasek. God damn it. Thank God bless Yasek. I'm going to take a sippy of this water right now, man. I'm extremely thirsty. Oh, man. Good for another 5 minutes, I think. I'm going to need to refill this bottle a few times here. Constantine says, cheers, Krown. Cheers, Mr. Constantine. Newbro says, Krown bruv, new bruv, BCH USDT. Okay, Bcash. Bcash, funnily enough, man, actually randomly heard Roger Ver on a podcast that I was listening to yesterday. Like, I had no idea he was even going to be on. He just pops on it. And, well, he was basically evangelizing, as you would expect. Weekly looks really, really good. What did you ask about, though? Oh, 4 hour and daily. Okay, well, weekly looks really good. I actually do think this one probably has more long-term upside, to be fair. Daily looks toppy, yes. 4 hour looks toppy, yep. Not as toppy as what I would have expected on the 4 hour. I do think that this one trades a little bit down, though. 800, just below $800 is kind of where I'd be looking for on a little bit of a bounce drive there. Long-term, though, I like the weekly, man. It's hard not to be bullish on something that looks like this right here. Very hard not to be bullish on something like that. Oh, I see Caretaker as well. Fuck yeah, man. There he is. Love it, man. Fucking love it. All right, sweet. and Ross, what's up, Ross? Okay, cool. Electric Boss says Bat BTC. Just one, sir. Just one. Bat BTC. There are a lot of people here, of course. Okay, solid alts that haven't broken all-time high. That's not a good way of analyzing things. I don't think that this one's gonna break. I don't think this one's gonna break prior all-time highs, man. What makes you think it's gonna break prior all-time highs? This thing's been going down ever since April 2019. Trends are likely to continue because they are your friends, sir. They are your friends. I'd be willing to even say that this one doesn't ever test its prior all-time high. Maybe not never, but I think very unlikely. Does the weekly have more upside here? Probably yes. Probably yes. Here's what I'd say to you. Look, I would actually agree with you that this one does potentially retest prior all-time high if and only if, or I don't even be considering it, if the weekly gets back above this local high here, 17th of August at 3,500 Satoshis or so. Until that happens, I have no reason to believe that this is having a change of behavior. This has been a long-term downtrend. This is an absolute dog shit chart. This is bad across the board from everything that I hold dear. There's no indication of a change of behavior over here. This is not change of behavior volume compared to what we saw over here, which just immediately got dumped into it. That's not a good fucking sign, man. This is a pump and dump. This is literally a pump and dump. Now, fair enough. Could you get a doggy pump and dump? You could, but you're not, even when doggy is pumping and dumping right now. Now, to be fair, this one has had a pretty nice run from its current lows, but again, man, it sounds like you're targeting the prior all-time high. I don't think that that's as a trader. Look, as a speculator, sure, do whatever the fuck you want to do. As a trader, I don't look at that as remotely even in my like vision until it's in an uptrend again, and it's not an uptrend until it gets back above this region right here. All right, cool. All right, sweet. Super googly says, great tea as always. Thanks, man. Could you please take a look at BLK BTC? Bittrex, is this Blackcoin? I think I remember this from like ages ago. BLK. It is. Oh my God, man. Okay, you must be a true OG of this market. Holy fuck! I thought the BAT BTC chart was bad. This one's way worse, sir. Really fucking bad. Really fucking bad, sir. Caretaker, is there something wrong with your keyboard, sir? It only has caps, question mark. It's like, fucking hell, man. Yeah, this is hot garbage right here, man. Look, when even fucking doggy coin is rallying and you're not rallying, your coin has done something worse than death. It's become irrelevant, sir. It's become irrelevant. It's very bad. Very fucking bad here. I don't think that this thing... I mean, this thing's going to have its pumps and dumps as it has over the years, but look, it's never, ever, 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 ever had an uptrend ever. This is garbage. This is literally garbage. And in a more sincere tone, to be honest with you. I always feel bad when I say something about like a coin, because I feel that people like kind of identify with their coin. Hopefully we can separate the person from the coin. You, Mr. Super Googly, you're probably a great person. This coin, absolute dog shit, really fucking bad. Hate it. It looks like an eyesore. It's terrible. You as a person, probably great. This coin, terrible, man. Fucking terrible. Does it have some potential upside alongside the rest of the market? I mean, it's really concerning that this thing is not rallying with the rest of the market. This is just disgusting, man. Look, you don't need to trade this garbage. You don't need to trade it. I wish to challenge you in the octagon of death. I'm in. I'm in. All right, let's see. What did I leave off over here? Okay, we got LB. LB says YFII. Okay, so I know that YFI is a thing, but is YFII a thing, or let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, very cool. USD. 4-hour and daily Binance. Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Daily looks okay. Looks okay. Looks like it's actually probably going to turn the corner here, to be fair. Short term probably does come back down to like 27.90, if I had to call that. 4-hour uptrending right now, so yeah, probably does align with the higher low, to be fair. If this thing came back down to like 25.50, that would be a very obvious area. I don't know if that's going to happen on this current drive down. That'd probably require Bitcoin to come back down below 60,000 bucks. But for right now, actually I do think that this one pulls through. The general gist of the market right now is everything kind of pulling up over those prior accumulation lows, and this one's already actually pulled up over it. So I do think that you're generally looking at continuation here. Okay, yeah, you did say 4-hour and daily. I'd probably be looking for this one to pop back up towards its high overall 35.50 after a little bit of a short-term pullback, and then the next breakout is, well, that same level, and then I'd be looking at moves towards like 40, or sorry, not 40, but 4,000 plus region. Okay, Vitali, if I'm saying that hopefully right, mind taking a look at XVS USDT? Sure, man. I'm happy to look at it, but I would imagine you'd have like a specific time frame in mind, but oh well, I can't read minds. I can only read charts, and just barely at that. But yeah, this one's looking good here, man. Daily had a nice obvious reaccumulation zone right here. It's getting marked up right now, and this one's actually in price or nearing a price discovery breakout. Of course, I'm not going to tell you anything that's not anything too profound. Any sort of a breakout above basically where it's at right now at 91 and 3/4, and I'd be looking for new all-time highs on this one. You could actually make a measure move on this just because it is a cup and handle, and that's going to probably be pointed up, just doing a little bit of math here, like what, 130? No, sorry, about 150. Okay, wow, my math is way the fuck off. Yeah, about 150ish region. Pretty nice, not bad at all. All right, see what else we got here. Hey, what's up, Tokyo channel? Nice one, man. Serperator says, morning, Krown. Good morning, Serperator. Let's just, okay, so Mara, okay, yeah. Uptrend still intact. Let's see. I remember this one had like the fucking 1,000% or 10,000% run or something like that. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? It is, yes, it is. It would look like such. Is the uptrend still intact? Yeah, it's still intact on the weekly. That's what you're asking about. But as I said last time, I do think that this one is going to pull back from here. The reason why I say that, look, technically not bearish divergence right there, although this should count as it. Yes, yeah, it should. We have 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence. Now, Mark B has actually coined a new term here to refer to this like weird thing that I think Caretakers RSI has discovered called phantom div. I love that. I need to make a video on that because it's like a whole new concept. I don't know why it works, but it's been fucking working, man. That's the more important thing, I suppose. Here's the thing, getting rejected right at this prior high coming in from August 2016 on 1, 2, 3, actually 4 quadruple divergence right there. On the weekly, I'm usually going to look for a pullback on this one. I do think that this one will spend, a few weeks pulling back to like 30, 35. Your question was, is the uptrend still intact? I mean, technically, yes, but I figure that question is coming in within the context of like, do you expect this to go up exactly from here? No, I don't think so. I think that this one pulls back first and then tries a move to the upside. The only way that I get bullish on this one is if basically it closed above not this week high, but last week closure. Last week closure was 49 bucks even. If it closes anywhere above there, I'd get extremely bullish on this one. Once again, looking for a big move up to like 100. So that'd be quite the move, to be fair. It'd be like a fucking 2x, but I think this one pulls back first, reaccumulates, and then tries another move. This is good overall, but I figure since we've spoken about this one so many times that your request should probably go a little bit deeper on that one. Rose Production says, you have helped me make so much money. Thank you, brother. Hey, very glad to hear that. Remember, at the end of the day, man, you made your own fucking money. I didn't put in those goddamn trades for you. But I am happy. My ego is very happy to like take a little bit of a part of that. It is pretty damn cool, man, reading some of the success stories that people do have. Because what I've found is like, this is actually really fucking awesome. And this is what I love about this, I guess, or one of the things that I love about this. People like generally do really fucking good things with the money that they earn. Like I remember reading a story about a guy who's putting his daughter through like fucking medical school after learning how to. It's like, whoa, man, that really makes you think. It's like, what are the ripple effects of that? You know, and then I read a comment this morning from someone who was telling me about like their rags to riches stories. Like they had fucking nothing before. It's like, what the hell? It's like, Jesus, man, that's awesome. So yeah, man, congratulations. That's super cool. Fuck, I just got off your ticket right there. My bad. VT, BTC. Finance, daily. Okay, daily. Daily is looking like it probably does get another try to the upside, but we are seeing some signs of exhaustion here. Daily RSI is going to be in the midst of creating some short-term divergence. I mean, technically speaking, it doesn't have a local high just yet. Short-term timeframes are looking a little bit more toppy. Yes, wouldn't be surprised to see this thing pull back first to like 250-ish region. Daily, however, I still do like long term. Weekly, I still like as well. This thing could come back down to 250, and that would be a no-brainer for myself. I'd actually look at that as a major opportunity there. But I do think short term is down. Long term is, I think this one still has some upside long term, depending upon what exactly your motivations are with this one. Hey, what's up, Abbott Dynamic? Glad you're back, man. I'm glad to be back as well, sir. Would you check out Nutflux? Nutflux long term. Okay, symbol NFLX, I'm guessing what you mean. All right, NASDAQ. We got a real stock here, man. A real stock. We hit our target at 560. Nice. Hey, sweet. That TA bullshit, sometimes it fucking works. I think this one has more though, man. But I see bearish divergences on a 1 and 2 hour. Okay, so you're on very low time frames here. Well, there's hidden bearish divergence here, yes, but that's only going to be for a short-term move on an hourly. I think 542.5 probably likely. Maybe even today. Then again, I mean, how likely is that coming in, or you know, in this current environment? Yeah, short-term is down. I would agree with that, but long-term, man, if you're looking at this on a daily, I'd be looking for this one to make new highs here, actually. Is this one in like blue sky breakout territory? It is. Yeah, man. Look, I would agree with you on the short term. Yeah, it does play a little bit of downside, but there's nothing bearish about this weekly, like nothing. Hidden bullish divergence, multiple drives off the lows in the neutral zone. Perfect. Weekly TSI is going to have a chance to turn back around with any sort of a closure above 546, which it's literally at right now. And above all major moving averages in a stair-stepping, what would be ascending triangle fashion, reaccumulation at your all-time high. I'm going to be bullish on that, man. I'd actually be looking for this one to pop up significantly, especially with the way that NASDAQ's looking at. I'd have like a medium-term target somewhere around like 610, long-term target around, I won't even say it, man, deeper 600s. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, this market is just insane. Hey, Riz, welcome to the cave as well, sir. AJ says, hey, Krown. Hello, AJ. Great to have you back live, my fucking man. Could you click out? Oh, yes, we got Forex. Nice. All right. Yes, I'm very happy to look at Forex. Forex is just so much. So it just trades so technically, man. It's great. Okay, breaking down on the. Whoops. Hold on. Let's get the full picture right here. Yes, you did daily. Okay, sweet. Yeah, you know the deal, man. You know the deal. I don't know when I charted this thing last. It must be like a year ago or more. I've never traded a dollar versus South African rand myself, so this must have been at request, and that must have been like more than a year ago now. But I'd actually still be respectful of this level right here. That's funny. You know, I think it's going to try to bounce off this area right here, about $14. In fact, you might even be seeing the first sort of response of that. I think it's going to spend a little bit of time though grinding it out and put in a bounce from there. If that's what you're concerned with. Now, if it does start to break below this prior low in December 2019, actually the last low of that year, just below $40, I'd be very concerned about this, looking for a move down, 13.5. But for right now, man, I'm mostly US. I'm mostly going to be favoring the long-term positively for the US dollar, at least last that I checked. Krown, please check BBC on X Hamster. Hey, expat. I'm getting fucking trolled again, man. But I'm onto your tricks, sir. I'm onto your tricks. Goddamn it, expat. You catch me off guard with one of those, man, and I'll actually do it. Remember one time someone got me to look at a fucking like an actual dildo, I think it was, or some sort of like sex site. Fuck. Yeah, I remember like one of my first streams. Oh my god, someone got me really, really good, and I showed like some sort of naked penor on stream. Great times, really great times. Chimero says, "Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Hello, sir." Feels wrong. Can you please look at Link USD Binance 4-hour daily? Yep. Yeah, I imagine Link's gonna be a big one today, man. Link is last I checked looking damn good. Okay, 4-hour and daily said specifically. We start off with 4-hour first. Similar to Bitcoin, I do think that this one trades a little bit of sideways here. Maybe even another short-term downside of like $38. Daily and weekly, I both really like. There's nothing bearish. I repeat, nothing bearish about the weekly, in my opinion. As long as this thing is especially above the prior breakout point, which fair enough is way fucking beneath where we're at right now at about 35.5. I'm bullish on this one more or less. And still looking for, well, our first target of $45 already got hit. Goddamn fucking fibs at it again. Goddamn fibs. Fucking fibs. What the fuck? There's nothing in the Bible about these fucking fibs. God, with these fucking fibs laying down. What's next? Bunch of fibs and animals getting together? Fuck that, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm still looking at $50 here, man. It's looking good. Oh, Mr. Kazukijian, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? Okay, but yeah, man, long term, I'm still looking up here. Long term, still looking good. But you're looking at a 4-hour daily. 4-hour, I'm looking at sideways and down a little bit. Daily, daily just sideways. Weekly still up though. Weekly still up. I favor the long term here a lot. This one's very, very good chart. A lot of good things going on right now. Weekly TSI crossing to the upside in the bullish bias, or sorry, in the critical zone within the bullish bias territory, obviously. And then obviously hidden bullish evidence coming off the last low as well. I really, really like that signature right there. Really fucking like it. Fibs are fucking fake. Had it with these fucking fibs. Hey, what's up, Ooh, a lady? A lady? Oh, shit. Should have shaved. Carlin Brooks says, "Good afternoon, Krown." Well, good afternoon, my lady. Could you take a look at SNX USD on shorter time frames? Sure, I got you. SNX USD right here. Binance, you said shorter time frames. I'm gonna go with like a 4 and hourly. 4-hour, a little bit of sideways, a little bit of downside, very similar to Bitcoin here. I think obvious opportunities around 1960-ish region. Hourly's more or less the same. Long term, I like it. I think that this one looks very good on a daily. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing pop back up to like 26.5 plus over the next few weeks here. I think it looks pretty damn good. Faraz says Doggy Coin is in the top 5. Are you fucking serious? God save us all. God save us all. Riz says, "Hey Krown, hello sir. Thanks. Hey man, no problem. Thoughts on CRO USD 4-hour daily?" Gotcha, man. CRO USD 1 hour and daily, or sorry, 4-hour daily. Okay, got it. Yeah, I remember when this thing actually first came out as MCO Monaco. Looking good here though. Nice little reaccumulation at a high level. Obviously a bit of a trend reversal on the daily coming in from our lows of January 2021. Now I do happen to know that there's definitely going to be more history than this right here, so I'm a bit hesitant to say what I'm about to say next, but based off this current chart right here, I actually do like it, on the daily. Short term, however, which you asked about, I do think sideways and down again as well. I think this one very likely comes back down to like 21.80. Anywhere around there looks good to me, maybe even as low as 21 cent, but I do think that is an opportunity. I do like this chart overall, and I do think that this one very likely does break out to the upside and make new highs on this run. And hey, Bitcoin's actually getting the same bounce that we spoke about earlier within this stream, almost all the way up to 61.5 now. Goddamn TA bullshit at it again. Actually, not quite there just yet, but I do think that it will tag somewhere around like 61.5-ish region, and then play at a bit more of a range, man. I think it's gonna be honestly more or less boring for a few days here. PRG says monster MSTR, like monster, or is that MicroStrategy? MSTR. No, that's MicroStrategy. I'm thinking. I always get, okay, I traded MNSTR, MSFT, and now MicroStrategy, and they're all like the same fucking thing, and I have dyslexia, and so I can't figure it out. Short-term down, man. I'd be looking for this one to come back down somewhere around the 200 simple and 200 exponential average on a 4-hour. You're talking about a daily, weekly though. I would be looking for some downs here to 600-ish region. And I believe we called that like ages ago, man. Yeah. I do like this one long term though. I mean, actually, do I like a long term? I don't know, actually. You know what, man? This is the first chart of the day where I don't feel compelled either which way on the high-term timeframes. I think a healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer for this one. I can give you ranges here. That's not going to be too helpful, but basically 623, or sorry, let's just say 624 to the downside versus 820 to the upside. Short term, I do think it has a little bit of downside back down to somewhere around about $600 base, but again, that range was relevant for a weekly, not a 4-hour. So it can very easily have a wick down there, intraday, pop back above, carry out the range. I generally think it's going to follow Bitcoin, but for right now, it's very neutral here with short-term downside. But high-term timeframes, I think this is the time where I have to say, I don't know, man. And I don't want to posture like I have an answer to fucking everything. It's like, don't, man. And it's completely okay to not have an idea on some, because that's my signal to not fucking trade. I mean, here's the thing, man. One of the things that I learned way too late in my career is this. If you don't see something obvious, you don't need to fucking trade it, man. And the best trades that I've had in my life have always been the most obvious ones. And a couple of people were having a really good discussion about this in the Discord the other day. I think it was either Zfelds, Jay, and Sacred. Yeah, I think I remember seeing Sacred in there. And it was really important because these guys were saying they were talking amongst themselves, and they were saying to themselves, I noticed that some of my best days P&L wise are the days where I tell myself, I'm going to take it easy, right? And they're trying to like figure out why the fuck does that happen? Because I noticed the same thing myself, actually. And I think the reason why is because when you are quote unquote taking things easy, you're not putting pressure on yourself to look for trades. You're basically just going to take them if like, it's super fucking obvious. And guess what? The super fucking obvious ones, they're typically the best ones. They're typically the higher quality ones. They're typically the ones that are going to work out more in your favor. Like it should be obvious, and so I think that's just a really important thing to kind of reflect upon, because a lot of people put so much pressure on themselves to always be in a trade. This is what I used to do myself, and I still sometimes do it, although now I'm better at catching myself when I'm in that mode, because I keep a very detailed journal of these sorts of things over time, which you might find valuable to yourself as well. But just something to consider, one of the big things that I had to learn coming into this market is that you don't always have to be in a position. And sometimes, and also just not being in a position is a position, because cash is a position. Obviously, that is a decision. And sometimes it's the best decision, man. It could be the best decision. It definitely could be. Okay, cool. Alrighty, let's see what else we got, man. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Hey, what's up, Josh? Oh my God, Mr. Generous Josh. I'm gonna have to name you. God damn, man. Generous Josh says, "Thank you, bro, for giving me the freedoms I wanted after taking your programs." Well, fuck, man. That's a great endorsement. I don't want this to sound like a fucking sales pitch. So I always want to say, hey, man, I really appreciate that. For anyone else listening, look, I assure you, Josh has like really fucking put in the work and done this over time. Very likely done it the right way. Although I haven't spoken with him exactly one-on-one to know for sure, but I'd imagine so. He's been here for a while, and understand that none of those sorts of things are of course magic pills. You're not going to fucking take a program and just immediately be profitable. In fact, most people won't. Most people won't succeed. There is that statistic that like 90% of traders lose 90% of their equity within the first 9 months. There's probably some truth to that, although I expect it's probably not that high. It's probably more like 80%, Pareto principle there. But what I'd also say is, look, 90% of people fail at 99% of things just by default. You can only really master a few things in life anyways, so that statistic is kind of bullshit in my opinion. Anyways, another rant for another video, I think. Hey, what's up, Ian Terry? Can we look at AVAX USD? Uh-oh. Is this anti-vaxxer coin? AVAX USD. All right, great. What time frame? I'm just gonna go to a daily. You gave no time frame. Looks fine here. A little bit of short term and down. Short term sideways and down. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing come back down a little bit below $32, but you know, just like the other ones, I do think that it ultimately pulls through. I do like this. A lot of charts look very, very similar today, and this is making me more and more confident in Bitcoin continuation here. I don't think that Bitcoin's reversing right here. I think that Bitcoin's continuing. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's been like, what, a $4,000 move? Really not that big of a deal on a $6,000 number. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Mr. Rubio says, can you look at Veracity? Sure, man, but as always, you give no time frame, so I'm gonna make it up, man. I'm gonna make it up. All right, we'll go to Veracity, hit BTC. Okay, cool. Looking good here on the weekly, actually. A little bit of a backfilling up. Dailies remains in an uptrend, hidden bullish divergence, resolving the bearish divergence on the other side. I do like this, and I remain bullish on this one as long as it holds the last prior low at 3.5 cents. I would be looking for it to pop back up to its prior high of 5.2. And probably make new all-time highs on top of that. I mean, this thing's kind of in its melt-up mode. I think that it's very frothy. I think that it's very close to a major high. HVP on a weekly here is redlined AF, and we do see that weekly RSI is, Jesus Christ, man. Almost, very, very rarely will you ever see it get this deep. Goddamn, 98.30 on a weekly, that, you know, of all time frames. So, you know, I think it probably has like one more push and then probably does put in a top. But yeah, at least for now, I do remain bullish on it as long as it holds the last higher low at 3.5 cents again. What the fuck, bro says, sir, take that rubles and pump Bitcoin with options. It would actually be quite difficult to pump Bitcoin with just straight up options. Namely because if I was to just buy straight up options, I mean, you're going to be settled. You're going to be settled in cash. You're going to be settled in cash equivalent of Bitcoin. It's like, that makes no sense. No, but you know, if you're trading on a derivative, for example, you get settled in cash, but that cash is converted to Bitcoin. So actually, it's not gonna be the same way in the way that it would work in like American style options. You know, at the end of the day, man, if you want the underlying to go up, the best way is to simply buy the underlying for the most part, unless you have plans on the other side, which most people will. So not necessarily a fair statement for myself anyways. We'll just pump it, man. You know what? The rubles, I'll take them. We'll pump it. No problem. Hey, what's up, Tokyo Channel? Some yen for sushi. Oh my God, man. The sushi or everywhere is opening up at the next week. Next week. I'm going to get some fucking sushi next week, man. I love this place. It's called Moshi Moshi. It's amazing. It's fucking phenomenal. I used to go there in 2018. I went there every day for 4 or 5 months. I got fat as fuck, but it gave me the energy of the gods having that every fucking day. I was doing 2 live streams a day and then going to the gym and eating sushi in between. Phenomenal, man. All right, we'll check out Mona USD, of course. Mona USD on a no time frame. What the fuck, man? All right, well, I think I know you well enough, Mr. Tokyo Channel, to know that it's probably going to be a daily weekly here. Daily's looking very good. Daily popped above the resolution point at 280 whenever we last looked at this. Oh my God. I bet you I last looked at Mona whenever you asked last, which must have been like a year ago. It's literally just getting the breakout now. This thing's actually just getting started, I think. I'd be looking for the weekly to melt up towards like 575 over time, or maybe not that high, maybe more like, sorry, 5.25 over time. This one's looking really fucking good though. Like, it's literally breaking out right now. Daily RSI good, daily TSI good, weekly is phenomenal. Yeah, very, very good. It's actually rather interesting to me that I've seen you talk about this one for like a couple of years now, and it's actually finally going to do something nice. Hey, not bad, sir. You have a great weekend as well, sir. Akiman. Hopefully I'm getting that one properly, man. I wanted to say Aikman, but that's not how you spell your name. Actually, it's Akiman, or maybe it is Akiman. Welcome to the cave, sir. Welcome to the cave, indeed. All right, let's see what else. I think I missed a few here. Oh. Whoa. Shit, man, I did miss. Hold on, okay, there we go. Found it. Yes. Dude Daddy says, hey, Krown, hope all is well. All is hopefully moving in that direction, I think. Weather's reversing here, which I actually don't quite like, but it's good. It's good for Elsa. Can you look at OMI USDT on 4 hour on Gate.io? Is this going to show up on TradingView? I can't promise that this shows up on TradingView, man. Yeah, looks like it's a no, sir. Unfortunately, this one is not going to be listed on TradingView, so I cannot look at it. Look at it. Apologies. Unless it's this thing right here on Uniswap. Omni token is, I don't know. You asked versus USD, and this is only versus Ethereum, and we have 3 weeks of history. So I'm gonna have to say, unfortunately, I don't believe that we can look at it. If we can only look at this, well, I think you know my opinion on a chart that looks like with this amount of history, man. Generous Josh says VET USDT 12-hour 3-day on Binance. Gotcha, man. Happy Friday to you as well, sir. VET USD. Okay, 12-hour and 3-day on Binance. Gotcha. Okay, 12-hour right here. Be looking for a short-term bouncy somewhere around 1570. And then what, a 3-day specifically? Okay, interesting choice. 3-day says more upside overall. Again, I have to say this. Well, actually, no, this one's not really showing any signs of toppiness just yet. Yeah, not even the daily. This one's got more highs to give, man. Short term, I do think that it could have a bit of a threat of a downside move. I might even extend the downside move. I know you asked specifically about a 12-hour, but I can't ignore the daily right here. The daily level would be 14 cents. Especially if Bitcoin comes back down and tags maybe like $58,000, for example. I'd be looking somewhere right around there, but I would be looking at that as an opportunity. I do remain bullish on this one on higher term timeframes, at least for another move here. I'm not really getting any toppy signals just yet. What I want to see is I want to see divergences. I want to see HVP. Okay, HVP on the weekly is a bit of a top, yes. All right, fair enough. Okay, we got a little bit. So this did mark the last bottom. This did mark this, well, not really good reads right here. Yeah, this one's a little bit too young to be using it, and of course it's gonna look like this at the beginning too. We should have enough history now though, where it actually does populate properly. But what I'm going off of is the daily right here, and the daily is actually building up right now. So I'm inclined to say that's probably the more accurate read here. Again, assuming that, or sorry, not assuming, but acknowledging that we don't see any divergences right now on daily, 3-day, or weekly. I'm more inclined to say that this one has maybe a short-term, medium-term pullback down to that level that I just gave, and then probably try some more upside overall. Alrighty, let's see what else we got, ma'am. Nero's art. What's up, Nero's? Hey, what's up, Pedro? Good to see you, man. Fuck yeah, Pedro's here. There it is. Some of these comments are just great. Really, really good. Hey, man, still here after 2 years? My fucking man. Appreciate all you've done. Man, my pleasure. Anyways, I think Bitcoin has put in a midterm top. Wyckofian UTAD in the making. Okay, plus bearish capital rotations. I think that there is some merit to that. Yes, I mean, what you're essentially referring to is rotational markets within the context of Wyckoff theology, I guess. Would that be proper? I don't know. Does it deserve that word? I don't know. I actually really respect Wyckoff, just for what it's worth. I'm not like trying to throw jabs at it. I actually really, really respect Wyckoff, but I'm not an expert in Wyckoff by any stretch of the imagination. But I do understand your question, and I do understand what you mean within my understanding of what I typically use. Because again, I'm not like fully. I can't claim that I can fully understand Wyckoff like perfectly. What I'm trying to say is that in the way that I understand what you're asking here, I would somewhat agree with you, depending upon your definition of a medium-term top. I mean, obviously we've seen a short-term top, that there's no doubt about that. Have we seen a medium-term top? Well, I would call this a medium-term top if Bitcoin comes back down to $58,000, which I do think is certainly within the cards. So I guess I would agree with you, but basically we're seeing rotations, right? Where now all of the money is kind of flooding into the cheap and, more or less worthless coins. Worthless, obviously, a misnomer there, but, doggy coin is rallying 150% in the last 24 hours, for example. That's usually like a, the end is nigh type sign. Now, of course, the market can go back into another consolidation and then go into another rotational drive. Can definitely happen, and that's what I think will happen. I'm not bearish on Bitcoin overall, but in the short and medium term, I do think that you are very likely right. Zacharitos says, Krown, hey man, appreciate that. Thanks, man. Would you check out Anchor USD daily, please? Sure, I gotcha. Anchor USD. We'll go Binance for this one. Binance can become the gold standard for shitcoin analysis. Weekly looks good. Daily looks more or less good here, man. I'd favor this one. as actually, I mean, this one's pretty much already broken out as far as I'm concerned. This one looks good, man. Let's go to the short-term time frames though really quickly. Not the time, sir. This one, yeah, this one's more or less looking good here, man. I don't have any major issues with this one. You did specifically ask about a daily, so I wanted to check on the short-term time frames just really quickly here, just to see what's going on, because this is kind of a big wick to the upside right now. Let's go to a daily really quickly, and yeah, I do favor this one more or less. Weekly, yeah, I have to default to the weekly here. I know this chart looks fucking crazy, man. It is a fucking crazy chart, no doubt about that. Probably in the last push of this rally, again, HVP here is just absolutely redlined to shit. Redder than the devil's dick. But then again, you go down to the daily and it's just not the same case. It's not the same territory at all. In fact, it's been decreasing on this last little consolidation here, as you would expect. So I would imagine that this likely aligns with one more push at the very least to the upside. We can come up with a few targets on this one. It is a bit of a reaccumulation, obviously. Oh, it looks like I've already done it, or have already done it. I'd be keeping a keen eye somewhere around about a quarter, actually. A quarter. Nice round even number there too. Well, actually not even. One of those psychological numbers. Let's see. Abbott Dynamics says, thanks, sir. Quick question on Caretaker RSI. When counting the drives, do you only count the colored drives, or the local top bot drives? I don't know what you mean by bot drives. No, I only count the first portion of that question is what I count. Only count the drives. No, the color. Wait. Color drives, or yeah, the color drives. So let me just get, this is gonna be way fucking easier with an example. Look, I only count the ones that have a clear line. We'll put it that way, a clear line, not like the local lows and the local highs, which should actually line up with each other anyways. That should be naturally line up with each other, but in case, you know, for whatever reason it doesn't, I would go with the lines. That's pretty much always going to be right. And you want to see the anchors on the lines, right? The anchors on the lines. So for this one, let's find like a really obvious one first so that we don't get lost in interpretation here. Here's a really obvious one. Okay. All right. We have this one starting right here, right? It starts January 31st in the year 2021. You have this whole line. This is all a part of the same hidden bullish evidence right here. And you have 1, 2, 3 anchors. That's how I count it. Cool. All right. And could you give an example of constructive RSI in a weak one? Okay, so what you're looking for in a constructive RSI, pretty much something, it's actually not a fully constructive RSI right here. Let's see, can I find a good one? If I just looked at this right here, constructive RSI would be where you see something like this, where your spikes are to the upside, and then it always puts in these like accumulation lows somewhere in the neutral zone, maybe just barely grazing the bearish control zone. That would be a constructive RSI. If it was the other way around, that would be deconstructive. That would be distribution. Marco says, ciao, Krown. Hey, ciao. Nice. I feel cultured now. Your view on hot USDT, Binance Daily. Okay, hot USDT. Binance Daily. Whoops. Let's get on to the actual chart. Okay, so if I was just looking at this chart, I'd actually be looking for some downside, but the problem is the market moves together, and this is a part of the market, so can't really be looking at it as likely to go down while everything else goes up. I do think that it has some short-term downside, maybe back down to like 1.5 cents, but you asked about a daily specifically. I do think that it very likely tries for a low there and follows the rest of the market, probably pops back up to like a little bit above 2.25 cent region. Long term, again, have we seen a high here? You can definitely see that this rally is like starting to fade out a bit. Volume is really coming off the books aggressively for like the last month and a half. This one actually does even look a little bit toppy to me on a weekly, to be fair, but I do think that it will have a little bit of sideways here at the very least first. Short-term downside, a little bit of sideways after that. Probably does get another try back up to like, what did I say, 2.25? No, I'd actually raise that up to about 230, or sorry, 240 that is. And then judge from there. Again, you have to kind of look at the market together, and the market is more or less up. But this one on its own, short term, very, very likely down here. Yes. Cool. Sweet. Moving on, sirs. PRG says, awesome answer to my previous question. Sure, man. I'm glad that one found you well. Okay, sweet. Let's see what else we got. Gringenstein, great name, man. Hello, sir. Some say BNB will flip Ethereum. Ridiculous, I say. I say BNB will flip Bitcoin. Really? Please tell me where the bottom of this consolidation is on the 4-hour BNB so I know where to invest my life savings. Oh man, investing your life savings based off of a 4-hour chart. We are definitely in the twilight zone of this rally. This one very likely comes down a little bit lower. I'd be looking for this one at 460 for a 4-hour bounce, but I don't think that that's going to be like your next... Go to a daily here for a second. What is it? I said 460. Daily level is a little bit lower than that, man. I think that you're going to get a bounce at 460, but does this one drive a little bit lower towards like 430? I think that would be a little bit more likely, or at least if I'm going to fucking gamble my life savings, I probably wouldn't do it on BNB. Weekly, toppy. This is the first one on a weekly that actually looks a little bit toppy. We do have a potential local high in progress here, especially if it closes like this. That would indicate that we do have confirmed bearish divergence right here on red hot HVP. That would be what I'm looking for. Fair enough. I'm all in on a 4-hour. Okay. Crypto Angel says, can we check out Theta USD 4-hour? Sure. Okay, Binance. 4-hour. Oh shit, it's actually already five my time. All right, I'll answer the last of these super chats here for sure. And then I do want to sign off. A little bit of a rejection as well on this breakout. Not the most confidence inducing, but at least for right now, I do still favor it, man. I mean, you know, it's likely to come back down and kind of retest that breakout area, which it's doing right now. But here's the thing. As long as this thing is not closing daily dodos below 1380, I would still be looking for more upside. Momentum oscillators all point northwards. We see extremely low HVP in the context of an uptrend on a consolidation with higher lows, hidden bullish evidence on the daily RSI, daily TSI turning up as well. Yeah, I do like this one. Very likely does pop back up. Weekly looks like continuation here too. Okay, cool. Generous Josh says, how many monitors do you use exclusively for trading and why? When you're on Discord, I'm sleeping. Okay, so how many monitors do I use for trading? I mean, look, man, I feel like this is a question of, okay, like in a perfect world, or how many can I make it work with? I mean, there's been times in my life where I've traded pretty much just from a laptop. It's not ideal though, I'd say. I think 2 monitors or 1 massive widescreen monitor can definitely get the job done. I think 4 monitors is like the maximum. Once you start getting above 4 monitors, I think that people are just like bullshitting, to be honest with you. I have actually, no, I can't say that I've never seen someone, a professional not with more than 4 monitors. I actually have, yes, but it's very common. It's very rare. It's not very common, and for the most part, the guys who did have more than 4 monitors that I met, that I was trading around, like 2 of those monitors, because it used to be either 4, 6, or 8, or 2 in some cases as well. But assuming that we're kind of running with 4 was certainly the average, I'd say. 6 and 8 were very much rare. They did happen, yes, but they weren't using those monitors for trading. They were using them for, like, one guy was playing poker, one guy was like playing fucking MMORPGs on them. You know, they were using it for other shit. Just so we're all on the same page here. You know, anytime that I see someone with like a shit ton of fucking monitors like that look really cool but don't really seem to have much function, I generally think this seems strange. You know, it's like people want to show rather than actually do. But fair enough. You know, do whatever feels comfortable for you. For myself, I actually feel very, very comfortable with 1 widescreen and then 1 vertical. But for myself, I do have actually 3 monitors. So I have a widescreen, 35-inch, then I have a vertical 24, 27-inch, and then I have a 32-inch over here as well. And you know, could I make it work with just a widescreen? Yes, absolutely, no problem. Alrighty, cool. Alrighty. Let's see what else. This. Okay, did we get that? Okay. Yeah, my vision's actually starting to go now too. Jesus. All right. New 510 says, I read in the Bible, woman was made from the fib of men. If God is the market mover, are we just candles and life is just price action on a chart, bro? That's right, man. Life is a box of chocolates, and there's plenty of red and green dildos in there for you. How about that, man? There's your positive message of the day, sir. Hearken the word of Bula Jesus. Tom Yao says, Doggy Coin, 1 minute chart, please. No need for technical. Just want to hear your comment on that beauty. No problem, sir. No problem. I actually haven't looked myself. 1 minute chart. All right. I'll bite. I will bite. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so insane. We all got out traded by fucking Mia Khalifa and Snoop Dogg. What the fuck, man? Oh dear lord. 1 minute. Oh jeez fucking Christ. This thing like having mega moves on a 1 minute. What the fuck? 30%? Sir, I pray for you fucking degenerates trading this thing. Oh my god. That's really incredible. That's my analysis. That's really incredible. You have a 30% move in literally 10 minutes. I quit. Fucking no, man. That is insane. DG says 0x 1 4 hour and daily. Okay. X, I'm gonna guess USD. I'm gonna default to USD on Binance. Fucking Doggy Coin. 4 hour, a little bit of downside here. 4 hour dual sell signal. 4 hour TSI cross into the bearish zone. I'd be looking for a little bit more downside, probably like 184 if I had to guess. Hourly. Show me a fucking hourly. There we go. Hourly's continuation of the downside too. Daily is pullbacky. Well, daily is a little more bouncy here, but yeah, what did I say on the 4? Did it say 190 or 180? Okay, I'm more inclined based off the daily to say that 180 target very unlikely gets hit, at least on this current drive. 190 probably bounces it first off the daily 21, and then I'd come back after that. Now, this one does look a little bit toppy short term, to be fair. So I don't feel comfortable calling this one, to be honest with you. But if I did have to call it, I'd be looking for a short-term bounce off of 190 first, and then probably continuation to about low 180. The problem is, though, long-term, this is a very good chart. So I'm not bearish on this. Don't make the mistake. I'm not fucking bearish on this. This is a bullish chart here long-term. It's only short-term pullbacks, at least for what I'm looking at right now. I do think that this one will try for probably new all-time highs based off the weekly, but that is a weekly, and you asked about a 4 hour and a daily. All right, cool. I voice a little bit more, so I think this is hopefully the last one. Yep, this is the last one. Alrighty, sir. Alrighty, sir. Abbott Dynamics says, all your advice, muchly appreciated, sir. Get that sushi, baby. Dragon roll. Don't know what that is. I love the fucking, I love the salmon roll. Yeah, the salmon roll. That's it. In the California. Ooh, man. Good. Oh, it's really, really good. But you know what I love most at the sushi buffet? I don't like the fucking sushi. What I like is those fat pork pieces drenched in sugar. Oh, it's glorious, man. It is fucking glorious. I absolutely love it, man. Alrighty, fellas, that is it for me today, man. My voice is absolute toast. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really, really enjoyed doing this at the hopefully the usual time from now on. I want to wish everyone well. I want to wish everyone a sincere best of the best end to your week, although it doesn't matter because Bitcoin's probably going to be moving over the weekend. Again, to kind of wrap up Bitcoin on the short-term time frames, on the extremely short-term time frames, I think we kind of saw that bounce play out that we spoke about from the beginning of the stream. Over the weekend, I don't really have any major calls to be made. My major range is going to be 63.5 to the upside. That's where I start to get bullish, looking for a deep $60,000 targets to get hit once again. Until that happens, or sorry, if the daily does close below 61,000 bucks, I very likely will be looking for a move down somewhere around about a little bit above 58,000 bucks, play off of the 4 hour 200 simple and 200 exponential average, of which we have been kind of testing that multiple times upon this current run. I think we'll get a fresher chart right here, and I'd be looking at that as as an opportunity. High term time frame still very much bullish to me. I'm not bearish on the weekly. I'm not bearish on most things in this market. In fact, I'd feel very comfortable saying that Bitcoin still guns for 69,000 bucks over time, and maybe even more. But I do like to take this market a little bit slower, and hopefully remain grounded as much as possible, which I would actually enjoy your help with keeping me grounded as well, man. So as always, much love to the community here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really fucking fun times. More or less ranging on Bitcoin here. It seems to me that altcoins are really the ones to be watching. If anything, actually Ethereum, which no one even asked for Ethereum today, funnily enough, but Ethereum did hit our downside target, it looks like. then overshot it a little bit, but Ethereum looks fine to me. I think on the weekly it was. Yeah, is the weekly still good? Yeah, the weekly's still good here. And again, if you're looking at the higher term time frame on Bitcoin, like the 2-day, like the 3-day, I have no problem with the chart as it is. So with that said, I want to wish everyone well once again. Take care. See you soon, and until next time.